All right, what is going on, guys, and welcome back to the Fourth and Wrong podcast. I am one of your hosts, Marshall, along with Dallas, Colin, and Donnie. We have a football game this month. For the first time since February, there will be football this month. It is the NFL Hall of Fame game. The Lions will be playing in it. No starters will probably be playing in it. Maybe a couple defensive or maybe one drive of some Jared Goff football. But
no shot, Jared, please.
Yeah,
no shot.
But there is football this month, and I'll be betting on it. I don't give a shit. Like I'm gonna watch it. We're gonna turn it on, and then eventually we're gonna realize, okay, preseason's kind of sucks.
We're gonna do what we do with every preseason football game. Super excited, turn it on, first drive. This fucking sucks. Turn it off. That's exactly what every
preseason.
Yeah, football's back. Let's go.
Specifically the preseason game because it's nobody you'll ever.
Donnie's lying. He knows since it's a preseason game. The backups are playing.
Years ago, you
know Najee's gonna be starting. Game. So if backups are playing, that means
to see your boy.
Yeah, Najee's gonna make his.
I'm gonna sit there. I will watch every minute of that football game if TK is playing. Bet your ass.
That's true.
I watch every fucking snap.
Tom Kennedy.
Somehow, bro's not gonna get playing time.
Tom Kennedy's somehow gonna go.
How do you not get playing time in a preseason?
Yeah, he ain't gonna get some.
Watch Tom Kennedy get like 13 catches for 250.
Honestly, he might not even play. He's been with the team so long, they kind of know what they got with him.
Man,
he honestly might not play.
He hit the gym this offseason. He's fucking
This
ready.
is like fourth
and row anymore,
or seeding for a roster spot kind of guys.
Bro, he put on 70 pounds.
They already know they're going to put him on the practice squad.
So he put on 75 pounds.
Yeah, 75 pounds. Oh my god.
Bro's 150 now.
Pure muscle, 1% body fat, and he runs a 4.2. He is going to be
Najee's going to get to start, which means he'll probably go 10 rushes for 40 yards, probably something like that. You know,
that's a good game.
Again, for Najee against backups, yeah, that seems like
that is a good game for him.
But we do have a football game this month. Finally, we're getting closer and closer to football season. Funny enough, I just actually got the email as a Lions loyal member the other day. The training camp's coming up. You can start getting your training camp tickets. Our first training camp date is right before July 26th, I believe, is the first open date for fans to training camp. I'm going to one August 6th and the August 13th. August 13th one's a joint practice with the Dolphins, which I was actually really excited to go to because Jalen Ramsey was going to be there, but
not anymore.
He ain't going to be there. I literally I saw my jerseys. I was like, yeah, I'm going to get them signed. And then bro got traded. I was like, all right.
Oh, man.
Was that, now we do.
Are we okay?
Bro, that was loud as fuck. Someone turned down the street and one of those really loud crotch rockets, bro, he took off down my street. That shit rattled my house. I thought my air conditioner was gonna fall out the window. This shit scared the shit out of me. I am so sorry.
Donnie's frozen, at least on my screen.
Yeah,
Donnie's doing the Pledge of Allegiance.
Donnie had a heart attack.
You can keep that in, but I genuinely rattled my setup a little bit. It was so loud.
You literally fucking stopped like a dog. You literally.
That shit was so loud. I thought someone was pulling in my driveway. How loud?
Anyway.
What were we even talking about?
Anyways, good thing about Jalen Ramsey getting traded is that he plays on the Steelers now, and we do play the Steelers at home, so I'm definitely bringing him there.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm going to a training camp August 6th and the 13th. I hope to get some good footage for the YouTube channel. Maybe get some signings. I got a signing from last year. It's a single signing of Jack Fox on a football. So I'm going to need more than that this year. Jack Fox. Jack Fox is goated, but
aren't you not
training camp
film?
Better than
or are you
David
just saying you'll film the other stuff?
Oh, no, you can film. You can't film I meant I'll just film the area. You can't film. Technically, you're not allowed to film the actual practice, but when people are signing and stuff, you can get up close to the players. Yeah. So I can record the players and they'll tower over everybody. So at least get them on film.
You got to get a shout out from one of the Lions players. Tell them to shout out the Fourth and Wrong podcast.
Yeah, if I do that, Colin, that'd be. I don't know.
That might be the highlight of the podcast.
Yeah, that might be the best moment in podcast.
It's got to be Jack Fox too.
Yeah. I'm hoping
it's got to be Tom Kennedy.
If it's Tom Kennedy, Marshall, get this man Tom Kennedy on the podcast.
Wait, hold on, Tom.
Let me lower the camera.
Give you my Tom Kennedy jersey to get signed.
Colin, I'm genuinely serious. If you give me a Tom Kennedy jersey, I'll get it signed. I've always said, like,
he's gonna be like, someone wants my signature,
a signed game issue Tom Kennedy.
And he's gonna be like, how did you get this jersey?
No, it's the opposite.
Like, did my mom sell this? What's up?
Did my mom sell this?
It's the exact opposite. Because when I know for a fact it was me, Marshall, and Ryan were standing there, and Tom Kennedy, he was on the practice squad, so he obviously was on the sideline, and he's walking through, and I'm like, Tom Kennedy! And he turns back and looks at me like flustered that somebody said his name, and he just kept fucking walking. I'm like, what a dick. So he ain't signing shit. Fuck you, Colin.
Colin, I've always said, like, if you want to get a jersey signed, find someone crazy like a backup and bring their jersey.
Legit,
I got Amani, Tracy, and all their jerseys.
Who else out there is going to be able to say that they have a game issued all gray Tom Kennedy?
What if Tom Kennedy?
Jersey?
What if Tom Kennedy takes it? He's like, bro, they didn't give me a jersey today. I'm gonna need
Here you go, bro.
I'm gonna just take the L on that then.
What if before practice, he's like, bro, are you really want me to use as much playing time as I'm gonna get? And goes out there and practices with it.
Marshall, if you take that jersey and it gets signed, I'm never talking to you or Colin ever again. On God. Fuck
what if
y'all.
I give it? What if I just give it to you and never give it back to Colin?
That would be sweet. You lost. What a fucking heel turn that would be.
Then you'd owe me like $80 for that jersey.
It actually got devalued, Colin. So you're only getting 70. You're only getting 70 back.
$80 is crazy. Yeah, a bunch of training camp coming up, and then preseason games coming up, and then obviously we got NFL kickoff coming early September, right after Labor Day weekend. So it's right around the corner, and we'll go back to obviously one podcast a week once we get to football season. Starting here probably, and not the next podcast, but probably the podcast after that. We'll start doing
probably once we get into the preseason.
Probably not this,
not
not next week, but like so if this one's on the 1st, so probably like the 29th of July would be our next two podcasts. We'll start doing predictions, record predictions. We'll start doing award predictions. We'll start doing all kinds of stuff like that. So these next two will be just kind of talking about stuff going around the NFL, and then finally we'll start getting into predictions. And then after we're done with predictions, it should be time for the NFL season. So like I said earlier, Jalen Ramsey and Minkah Fitzpatrick were traded. At first, I thought it was an even trade, but Jonnu Smith was actually thrown in there, is going to the Steelers. So the Dolphins sent Jalen Ramsey and Jonnu Smith for Minkah Fitzpatrick. So in my mind, that's a pretty good trade. I mean, they're both been okay the last couple of years. Minkah actually has not done anything the last couple of years. Because at first, even as a Jalen Ramsey fan, I was like, I mean, Minkah's probably a little bit better. Yeah, you go look at Minkah's stats from the last 2 years. He's been mid. Very mid. And actually, Jalen Ramsey's been a bit better than him. I didn't realize Jalen Ramsey actually played pretty well last year on paper. I was like, he's okay. Yeah, he played pretty well. And so, yeah, Minkah ain't anything great. He's kind of mid right now. So, Donnie can shake his head all he wants, but Tom Kennedy still ain't getting played.
We've covered this with DBs 100 times. Stats are not the end-all, be-all. If Micah isn't getting a bunch of stats, it might be, guess what? He's not getting thrown at. Cool.
Okay, well, he's a safety. He's meant to get stats.
I mean, nah, not always.
Yeah, he got 0 picks last year as a free safety. That's kind of fucking nuts. I ain't gonna lie.
It's fine.
Jalen Ramsey got 3 picks, and he got 11 pass deflections. So.
And Micah would still be on the Steelers.
Who's Micah? Micah Parsons or?
Minka, shut the fuck up. No, they would have never dealt him if it was not for. I know you guys have probably seen all the stuff. How the last couple years, really, Steelers defensive players keep coming out and they keep chiming in like. Somebody is always out there playing hero ball. Somebody's not following the assignment. Just like little quips. And pretty much all the speculation is, yeah, apparently it was Minkah. Fuck. Apparently it was Minkah that was that person the whole time. So I get it if like if the Steelers were disgruntled, but I don't know. I'd have fucking flipped Minkah for a pick and then got Rams. I just feel like that is not good value for Minkah.
Yeah, I saw a Steelers guy comment
I think it is being. I'll go ahead. I think it is good value because you get Jonnu Smith as well. And
yeah, but I think that was technically 2 separate trades. Is the way like I saw it reported.
I saw it as one trade. I saw it as Jalen Ramsey, Jonnu Smith, and then it was like a conventional 7th round pick.
I was gonna say there was a super late round pick.
for Minka and a 5th round pick or something like that.
I don't know. It was also reported very weird because like Jalen Ramsey posted it first. I don't know if you guys saw that. Like he made a video and posted it first. So then Schefter broke, okay, Jalen Ramsey just got traded to the Steelers because a bunch of Steelers fans were super excited. And then it came out like fucking 20 minutes later that, oh, it's for Minka. And everybody was like, oh, what the fuck? And then after that, I saw it was Jonnu Smith and for like a 5th round pick. And I was like, okay. And then, yeah, I've seen some stuff where it's combined. I've seen stuff where it's separate. So I don't fucking know. But I thought it was 2 separate trades.
I mean, I've seen a couple Steelers. I saw a Steelers fan comment. He was like, he's like, I know some Steelers fans aren't happy, but if you've really been watching, Minka has been mid the last 2 years. He really has not done anything. And honestly, he's going to want a bag, even though Jalen Ramsey wants a bag too. But they need corner.
That's kind of why
they needed corner bad. And apparently their backup free safety, who was a rookie last year, is a lot better and is a lot cheaper, so it was well worth it for the Steelers. So,
and especially if what Donnie was saying was true, and like the team already had issues with him, like I could see why they'd get rid of him.
If they had problems with him, I get it. Like if you have problems with him, deal. Like Tomlin ain't gonna put up with bullshit. He's a good coach, so like I don't really disagree with that. I just don't think like you say Jalen like doesn't want a back. Jalen has a back. They gave him extra money on top of. Like, the reason Jalen didn't get dealt...
He's a good corner.
He's been talked about getting dealt all offseason is people were talking about how bad that contract was. Nobody wanted to take on the contract. So, the Steelers not only did that and then gave him a slight bump, they gave him like an extra $2 million. Now, I don't know if that was to shorten it, like, long-term. Like, they were like, hey, we're going to give you this guarantee, but we're voiding this year. Like, you know how they always do that weird shit with contracts.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. Jalen Ramsey right now, I think his cap hit is like near $25 million, and I don't think he's that guy anymore. I don't think he's worth $25 million, even if you are a huge fan like Marshall is. I don't even think Marshall would say he's worth $25 million right now. Because he's paid like a top 5 DB, or a top 5 corner, and I just think that's crazy.
He's a good corner.
Colin, what do you think?
He's top 5.
I don't really have anything else to add than what you guys have been saying. I think I'm with you and Marshall. I don't think it's a bad trade. I think it's good value.
His cap hit this year for the Steelers would only be $5 million, and his base salary is only $1 million. So I'm gonna guess that they play him this year and then deal him, and they probably just take a hit on some of that dead cap.
Probably.
So because he's more than his total cap figure way more than. His cap hit next year is 17 mil, then 19, then 30.
Jesus, he's not fucking. He has 4 years left, or 3 years. That last one's maybe a void year. That's fucking crazy. Isn't he like 33, 32?
He is just turned 30. He's been in the league since 2016, but he was really young. Minka's 29.
I think it could.
Minka's 20. Minka's 29.
I thought Minka was older than that.
I thought Minka was a little younger. No, I could see it working out well. Like how Tomlin's a defensive, mastermind. I guess you could say. I mean, he's been in the league this long. If he moves Jalen to like a safety type role, means Jalen has obviously slowed down, and I don't really think he holds up as like an outside corner anymore, and that was the problem with his down year with the Dolphins last year. So I think if he moves into like a safety type role, kind of like how like the Charles Woodsons and those guys, like as they got older, they switch positions. I could see that working. I don't know. I've never been a huge fan of his, and I'm just
posters right there. I got a poster of Jalen Ramsey right there.
If he was if he was making like $5 million a year for the next like 3 years, I'd be like, okay, that's pretty cool. But like, I just don't see paying him.
I wish the Lions would have got him, honestly.
Lions would have got him, I would have that would have been my 15th reason.
Made skip 13 to 14 was straight to 15.
No,
it'll be interesting for sure to see both the Steelers and Dolphins, I guess, this year, especially now that the Dolphins acquired Darren Waller from retirement.
Nope.
Pretty sweet, dude.
after Darren
kinda...
Waller.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
Darren Waller, we're leaving out the reason Darren Waller retired. Darren Waller retired because the Giants were playing him as a fullback. That's why he retired.
I thought he wanted to go rap more.
Yeah, he wanted to pursue his music career, and then now he's retiring from this music career to play football.
I saw all the immediate tweets of like, man, that rap career wasn't going well, huh? He went and came to the Dolphins.
I'm surprised there's people that like had an eye on him. Like he slipped my mind like years ago.
I think he was just kind of hurt, like his last year with the Giants. Plus, it was the Giants.
I was gonna say it was also the Giants. So
that's true.
That was.
Who doesn't want to be on the Giants? What?
Saquon.
Anybody who plays offense? Nah, I don't know. It's
when you got Danny Dimes throwing you the pill, you might catch the hospital visit. You never know.
He'll be 33 in September.
33. Ugh.
Bro, Jalen Ramsey's such a good corner.
He's an old 33. He ain't a young 33. I mean,
he's got to be rusty as all hell too. There's no way he's been training like pro training like that.
I don't remember when. God, what's his fucking name?
I don't know, Colin. You tell me.
Never mind. Keep going.
I feel like tight ends are also like a real like the rust in the NFL is obviously real, but I think some positions are affected more than others. I think like tight end, running back, linebacker. I feel like those are like the key like rust positions. Quarterback, linebacker, tight end, running back. I feel like those like it's hard to take a year off and then come back and just get back into the flow. Like
so, interesting thing I found out: Jalen Ramsey, his base salary this year was $1 million something, and his cap hit was like I don't even remember, like a couple $1 million. It wasn't that much. Minka's base salary this year, $15.5 million, and his cap hit is $15.5 million. Next year, his base salary is $17.8 million, and his cap hit is $17.8 million. So in both years, his salary and cap hit will be more than Jalen Ramsey's.
Oh.
Yeah, give me Jalen
Ramsey.
I'd rather have him at that number.
Yeah, he sucks though. So
he does not suck. I don't want to.
Jalen Ramsey has played better than Minka in the last 2 seasons.
I don't give a fuck what your stats say, unless you're watching like in-depth breakdowns of their fucking coverage and how they're playing. Like I don't.
This man Minka has sucked the last couple of years. Like I wouldn't want him either. He's been ass. How do you have 1 pick in the last 2 years as a free safety?
Not every safety is fucking Kirby Joseph, bro. A lot of them don't get a ton of interceptions.
Okay, we don't need a ton, but the main safety is to cover everything and be a ball hawk. And bro, like I understand if he had like maybe like 3 or 4 across like both years, but he's got 1, and that.
Jamal Adams was one of the best safeties in the league for.
Jamal Adams was a blitz boy. Like what are the complete opposite positions? You didn't know he was. He wasn't a free safety. Jamal Adams was a strong safety. It's a complete difference.
We're not talking about free versus strong. We're talking about safeties, period. Maybe Mika was playing more as a strong safety.
He's a free safety. Mika Fitzpatrick is an American professional football free safety.
Yeah, sorry, fucking Wikipedia isn't always dead accurate. Jesus
this
Christ.
is ESPN.com.
Oh, that fucking is. They're always on their shit.
Going back to Darren Waller for a second. I know we moved on, but I was looking stuff up. He played oh my gosh. When he was with the Raiders from 2018 to 2020, the Dolphins OC was the tight ends coach with the Raiders, and those were his best years. Was that tail end of his time in Las Vegas. So
I mean, with Tua
could be something there, you know.
With Tua and McDaniels, I don't hate it. Like
no,
like McDaniels is a good.
There's just definitely a risk because I mean, obviously he hasn't played football in a year, so year and a half.
They need to have a good backup tight end if they have one. Hopefully they have one because I wouldn't go in with Darren Waller as my only playing at tight end.
So
I was gonna quick. My last and only thing about the Jalen Ramsey, Minka Fitzpatrick.
That's not the last and only thing because I got.
Well, that's the last thing I'm gonna participate in. According to PFF, Jalen Ramsey was the 16th best corner in the NFL last season. Minka was the 52nd best safety, according to PFF.
I was going to say, PFF, you got to take with a grain of salt.
According to PFF.
Yeah, and then maybe if it was a 10 margin, not a 35. Holy shit. Bro, his ass boo-boo. What are we doing?
What was PFF's ranking of Jalen Ramsey in the Rams Super Bowl win? Because that shit should be like a negative 50.
That was the playoffs. They don't usually do the playoffs. It's just the regular season.
They definitely do shit with the playoffs, so let's calm down, buddy.
Calm down, buddy.
Normally they just do the whole season as a whole, but I don't think they do game specific. But yeah, that's the last I'm gonna say about that trade.
I was just gonna go through both of the secondaries and we could see which one's the best.
Right, let's not. I don't care that much.
No, too late.
Darius Slay and Jalen Ramsey. That's all we need to know.
The Dolphins secondary is Jason Marshall Jr., Storm Duck, and Kadir Kahu as their corners.
Storm Duck.
And their safeties as Minka and Afitu. So,
buddy.
Their corners are ass, but their safeties are decent. Well, Afitu's good, but Minka sucks.
Duck, Iffy...
Duck! You don't even know who Duck is!
Storm Duck is the greatest name of all time.
Storm Duck is
goated. I might order that jersey. I'm not gonna lie. That's great.
Storm Duck.
The Steelers secondary consists of as their corners Joey Porter Jr., Jalen Ramsey, and Darius Slay. That's goated alone. And then their safeties are Juwan Thornhill and Deshaun Elliott. It's a pretty good secondary. Well, the Steelers defense, if they keep
good lord, Deshaun Elliott.
What's wrong with Deshaun Elliott?
He was bad on the Lions secondary 5 years ago.
Deshaun Elliott was never that bad on Lions secondary. He only played 1 year.
Yeah, and he was not that good that year.
And he's not even that old. He's 20. He just turned 28 years old.
Storm Chandler Duck plays for the Dolphins, and he went to Louisville, North Carolina.
And just pulled up his full name.
Man, government.
Duck is not. This literally says Duck is known for his quick read and reaction skills.
You know the Steelers might win the Super Bowl since they don't have Najee.
That's true.
They got a good running game now.
Go fuck yourself.
Anyways, speaking of the Steelers, while we're on the topic, TJ Watt has been rumored, and there's a lot of rumors going around of TJ Watt getting traded. Is TJ Watt going to resign? What's the plan? The Steelers have come out and already said that they want TJ Watt. He has not been showing up to the practices, training camp, OTAs, whatever. So there's obviously a lot of controversy going around. We've seen this song and dance before. Donnie, your camera is shaking. Is there an earthquake in Union City?
No, shaking his leg.
Not shaking your leg. But there's been a lot of talk going around. Obviously, we've seen this song and dance. In my opinion, I think it's just a lot of talk. And I think that the Steelers will end up giving him a lifetime, not a lifetime contract, but a contract that will make him a Steeler until he basically retires. But it's always good to speculate, what teams he would look good on. Obviously, the Lions would be awesome, but I doubt that'll happen. There's a lot of other teams, but it's cool to speculate and see where TJ Watt could go, because you never know. Maybe the Steelers are stupid. Obviously, they've made their age for the Steelers right now. Their average age on the team. Well, they've got Rodgers, they've got Ramsey, they got Slay, they've got Cameron Hayward, they've got TJ Watt.
Oh my God.
They got Alex Highsmith.
Good lord.
They've got some
average age of 40. Like, what's going on here?
They have some younger people. DK's not too old. Robert Woods is pretty old. Joey Porter Jr. They've still got some young studs. Like Patrick Queen's been doing really well, and then Joey Porter Jr. But anyways, TJ Watt could be traded. He won't.
I would love to see TJ Watt in Houston, just because of his brother JJ. Other than that, though, he's gonna be a Steeler for life. He's got to be.
I think he's gonna be a Steeler for life. I kind of hope he's a Steeler for life. Just kind of like I mean, not like how JJ was, because JJ obviously left for like his final year, but he's a Texan. Like everybody thinks of him.
Man, I always forget he went to the Cardinals for no reason.
He's a future name that jersey contestant.
You know what?
You're right. You're right.
You know, I'm gonna write it down. Yep.
But like,
so 3 years from now, you can pull that one back.
Yep.
Like JJ is a Houston legend, like he always will be. He could have went and played fucking 5 years somewhere else. Like he's always gonna be a Texan.
That's the thing. It's not like the Cardinals were contending for a ring or anything. Why did he go to Arizona?
They were good then.
I was about to say the Cardinals in 2021 or 2022, they started off 10-0.
The year the Rams won the Super Bowl, which was
they were hot.
Yeah, me and Colin.
They started 9 or 10-0.
You guys don't remember that? They started 9-0 or 10-0, and they lost. The game they lost was an AJ Green dropped that touchdown.
Yeah, that was Kyler. Yeah. That was Kyler. Like before his contract, that was like his best year. They had D Hop, they had JJ Watt. They had who was their coach?
Kingsbury.
Yep, Kingsbury. That was when Kingsbury was like a hot name. No, they were good.
They were hot that year. I do remember that. The start of the season.
They went 11. If they won 10 straight and finished 11-6, what the fuck?
No, actually, I think they're right. I think because
I just looked it up. They were 7-0. They went 7-0. Then they lost to the Packers 7-1. Then they went 8-1, 8-2, 9-2, 10-2. So they were 10-2 and then finished off. They pulled an Eagles. They were 10-2 and then they lost. They ended up losing the division to the Rams.
Yeah, if you remember that Rams game, they got like their ass beat because that was Stafford's first ever playoff win.
They lost to the Rams in the wild card on my birthday.
Because that was the only close.
That's not my fucking birthday.
I remember that because it was the only Rams playoff game that year that was close. After that, they played a close game against the.
That was close. 34-11.
That wasn't close. I think that's what I meant.
Okay. I meant it was the only one that wasn't close.
Yeah, because the Buccaneers came down to the final drive and the Packers came down to the final drive.
They blew the Cards out. Then they played the Bucks tight. Then they played the Niners tight, and then obviously the Super Bowl was a fucking field goal game. So
yes, the Cardinals were very good that year. I was reading today. I don't think JJ Watt might have had the best 3 years of a defensive lineman of all time, or best 4 years of a defensive lineman of all time. Yeah. Like he might have actually best prime ever.
Yeah, I want to get back to TJ Watt, but JJ Watt. I hold him in the same vein as like Luke Kuechly, whereas like if you take their primes, they're both like top 3, top 5 at their position respectively. Like prime JJ Watt, not so much short, but like prime cut short.
You froze for a second. You said prime JJ Watt and then you froze.
I was looking from 2012 to 2015. 3 defensive player in 4 year span, 2012 to 2015. 3 defense player of the years, 4 first team All Pros, or 3 first team All Pros, a second team All Pro, all Pro Bowls, and he was a sack leader 3 out of those 4 years. Like he was actually.
And he had receiving touchdowns, if you remember in 2014, because they were trying to get him.
Oh, I thought you were. Oh no, that was 2017 when he caught a receiving touchdown with the Lions on Thanksgiving.
But no, like prime JJ Watt was like one of the best defensive ends I think we'll ever see. And then Luke Kuechly was like in his prime was like the best linebacker we'll ever see. And they just like kept having injury issues. But no, going back to TJ Watt, I hope he's a Steeler forever, kind of like, and he becomes a Steeler legend like how JJ was in Houston. But if he gets traded, I would be in favor of the Lions trading like literally everything. I love TJ Watt, and he's still at like the peak of his
I don't think he's going to be worth that much if he does get traded. Because I mean, you got to think he is.
What is? He's got to be like 28, 29 somewhere in there.
He is. Let me tell you right now, because I already have this thing pulled up. He is 30, and he turns 31 in October. So he is getting up there in age. So you got to think he's probably still a first round pick, but it's not like a multiple first round pick haul. It's probably just one, and you could also probably throw a player in there. It's not going to be a huge haul. So yeah, I would absolutely give up our first round pick.
I'd give up. I would give up 2 first-round picks for TJ.
I don't think we'd even have to do that. I think that's pushing it. Like
I think
a first-round pick, a first, a fourth, and throw in Tom Kennedy. Like just
shit.
Might as well.
Next year we're gonna have the number 1 overall pick. So
yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, according to Donnie, we'll have the number 1
if
overall.
We get TJ Watt. Well, first off, I never said we were gonna have the number 1.
I bet you.
TJ Watt. We'll be picking in like the late teens. So like
for a 6-win team.
The late teens is a bad NFL season. Holy shit.
God.
With the 16 pick at 5-11.
Was it last year or the year before the Bears went fucking... I think it was last year. They had 6 wins and they were picking like
10th.
9, 10, yeah. So like,
but if we're picking in the late teens and we're at 6 wins, that's really bad.
16, 17, 18, 19 range.
I'm saying if we got him, we're late teens. He's pushing up. He might win 2-3 games by him fucking self. He does it for the Steelers every fucking year. There's always a game where he like single-handedly pulls that bitch out for him.
It'd be hard because we'd have to change up our scheme a lot with him. But
I don't give a fuck. Do whatever you have to do. There's some guys where
good thing we're installing a new scheme anyway.
You know what?
Yeah, but I still think we're running probably a 4-3 base.
It is probably going to be pretty much the same.
There's some guys like in the league where it's like I don't really give a fuck like the scheme fit. I just think they're good, and it's like fucking go get them no matter what. Like TJ Watt's one of those guys to me. I think TJ Watt's a fucking dog.
I think we should just bring JJ out of retirement.
I would be so. I would absolutely.
He's probably still got it. He's good for a sack and then get injured.
Man.
I do.
Well,
JJ Watt.
You know who we need to re-sign?
Oh,
fucking Zadarius.
Okay.
Man.
I thought you were gonna pull
What's going
something
on with
wild.
Long overdue.
It's June or July.
Colin's spitting right now.
Guys,
we were supposed to have him signed in like February. What are we doing?
He ain't coming back.
Well, that's the thing is I feel like at this point, like I feel like he's not. You know,
I think he probably.
The worst part is he wants to.
I'm calling it right now. Zadarius Smith will get re-signed back on the Lions July 18th.
All right, you heard it here first.
Watch Brad Holmes watch this, and he's like, bet.
When does actual training camp begin? Not the. I know Marshall said the 26th or whatever, but that's like for fans.
Training camp, I think it's like a couple weeks long.
Because if he's not signed,
it's got to be soon. If we're playing at the end of the month,
yeah.
If he's not signed like within the week of training camp, he definitely is not coming back. There's no shot. But like, I don't know. We're kind of at the point where like
July 22nd.
Yeah, like, we're fucking
about 3 weeks away.
Yeah, there's just
maybe they're waiting to see what happens with Trey Hendrickson and whether or not he's actually on the market.
That's fair.
Yeah, but like, if you're gonna do
because
something,
they don't want to pay him and then have Hendrickson get on the market like 2 days later.
Literally.
Yeah, but if I don't know, like, it's kind of the
unless you sign and trade.
I think we're waiting for. I think we're waiting for Lawrence Taylor to make a comeback.
I know, like, I know this is gonna sound dumb. Means the whole Jalen Ramsey thing just happened, but like, rosters are what they are at this point. Like, you can't really do a whole lot more. Like, it's getting to the point where like motherfuckers are reporting. Like, we already had mandatory OTAs. We just talked about training camps coming up in fucking 3 weeks. Like, it's kind of like your team's your team. You can't really do a whole lot more. So,
I can't wait. I can't wait for the blockbuster trade tomorrow after this.
If we trade for Trey Hendrickson or TJ Watt,
we gotta be recorded that.
We go from 6 to 15 wins, just like that.
I'm gonna look like a hypocrite if we go through one of those because I love those motherfuckers. We're gonna go from 6 wins to 10 wins instantly. I promise you guys.
We're already at 10 wins.
I love those guys. I'm telling you.
I think TJ Watt we could trade a first rounder, a fourth rounder, and Tom Kennedy, and
I'd
we
give
could
up.
get TJ Watt.
I'd give up a first and a mid-round pick for Hendrickson, and I'd give up 2 firsts for TJ.
What about Tom Kennedy? Can we throw him in there?
Tom Kennedy is gonna. We might have to trade him after we go get both of them.
Like the thing is, like that's genuinely what it would take, and I don't think Brad's gonna give that up because he likes his draft capital way too much.
He does.
And I get that, but like, at a certain point, you gotta go for it. Like,
yeah.
Like,
I don't know that they're desperate.
I love Brad.
I think they still are convinced that they built this team up in a way that.
Yes, but it's not even desperation. Like, the Eagles haven't been desperate the last couple years, but like, you just fucking go for it. They went for it. They got Saquon. Like, they paid all these guys on backloaded contracts to have them now, and like, they got a Super Bowl for it. Like, you have eventually,
you got to take a little bit of risk.
No matter how good you are as a GM, like, you got to.
We did that. We have Jared Goff.
And that's why I've been so critical of Brad these last like 2 years. It's like, I think Brad's a genius. I love him having all the draft capital he can, but like, the last 2 years, I think were like the lion's shot. And it's like, you got to put your chips on the table at some point and just fucking go for it.
I was thinking like 2017 through 2020 was our shot. Now I feel like we're hitting that, dead zone.
2020 especially. That was the last chance.
Yeah, I feel like that was. I feel like that was a good year.
Hitting that dead zone after getting the number 1 seed is bananas.
I feel like we just lost it after that. I saw a comment or someone post on Facebook today. It was something basically that it was talking about Patricia's first win as a Lions head coach against the Patriots on Sunday night, which I was there. I remember it was awesome.
I don't want to think about the things that
someone commented, why are we giving this man any recognition? We do not want to think about this. And it was just like, why? I don't understand why that's a thing.
And here Marshall is on the Fourth and Wrong podcast.
First snap of the Matt Patricia era being a pick 6 from Quandre Diggs. And we were like, the defense is fixed. Everything's great. Super Bowl incoming. And then we proceeded to get routed by Sam Darnold.
Whew, here we go. Guess the NFL player by the season stat line. As a group, you have 3 total guesses. I'm going to show you an NFL player stat line from a season. You have to guess who that player is. Bonus points, I guess, if you can guess the year. But let's get right into it. Any questions?
Sir.
All right. Player number 1. This player had 5,804. That is not right.
I know it.
This player had 5,084 passing yards, 48 touchdowns, 17 interceptions with a 64% completion. All-Pro, MVP, and Offensive Player of the Year winner. Who is this player?
I don't know it. I changed my mind.
You don't know it no more.
I didn't know it.
Dog, I'm not going to be able to do anything.
I
think I do know it. I
don't memorize people's stat lines, especially not season by season.
This isn't my guess, but at the first I was like, oh, this is Drew Brees, and then I just totally forgot he never won an MVP. The 17 interceptions, I feel like, is like the main clue here.
I'm not gonna lie, the 17 interceptions, I thought it was Stafford, but he never won an MVP.
Is this like our only clue?
This is all you get.
Well, like, logically, it's got to be like a 2010s guy. Like, just based on the stat, like the passing yards, the amount of interceptions that is.
It feels like a lot of interceptions for like a recent or semi-recent.
I'm gonna rip a guess. Is this Dan Marino?
It is 1984 Dan Marino.
Only reason I guess that is because if it wasn't him, then it's definitely a guy in the 2010s.
I can't wait for TikTok and show Dan Marino. And who is this?
It's the vintage,
I don't know who that is,
bro.
The
vintage picture, and he just blurs out.
Yeah, man.
Just the face.
Jeez, I wonder who this is. It's Tua
on TikTok.
Hey, it works for comments. Like, it's comment baiting.
It does. It makes us look like dumbasses, but
it's
we are dumbasses. We are dumbasses.
That's
I don't want to look like a dumbass. Fuck that.
I hate to break it to you, Donnie.
Fuck you.
Player number 2. 2008 rushing yards, 21 touchdowns, 5.1 yards per carry, an All-Pro, MVP, and Offensive Player of the Year.
Marshall?
No, I don't know.
William Cannon. That's not a serious guess.
I'm gonna accept that as a guess. It is not William Cannon.
All right. You gotta throw up the card now.
Not yet, not yet.
Guys, there's like 6 people to ever run for 2,000 yards.
It's Terrell Davis.
It is 1998 Terrell Davis.
I was gonna get Sean Alexander, but the 2008 rushing yards.
Sean Alexander would have been a good guess, but he had like 27 touchdowns.
Yeah,
So.
yeah, that's kind of what.
All right, player number 3. 5,316 passing yards, 43 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, 68% completion, All-Pro, second in MVP, third in Offensive Player of the Year.
Wild, this guy didn't. Wow.
This feels like these aren't guesses. This feels like a Burrow or an Allen to me. Just the second in. No, because I don't think those guys have had that many fucking passing yards.
I don't know.
Who is it? Throw out a guess, Colin. Come on now.
Colin, I think this is a guy you guess all the time.
You think it's a guy I guess all the time?
Yes, quarterback. Let's be specific.
Well, I hope it's.
I know for a fact this is not Drew Brees.
How do you know this for a fact, Colin?
I know for a fact.
Wow.
Not Drew Brees.
Okay.
Hell of a call.
I think it is Drew Brees.
What
It's
makes
not
you
Drew
think
Brees.
it's not Drew Brees?
Yeah.
The 12 interceptions, probably.
Yeah, it's the 12 interceptions.
All right, so make a
The high
guess.
completion percentage, the 5,000 yards, the second in MVP voting with these numbers feels like a Drew Brees kind of thing to happen.
Okay, so who is it?
It does. It's a great question. I don't know.
Make a guess, Colin. You know
Not
all
Drew
good
Brees.
points. You just.
I was ripping it if he doesn't.
All right, it is not Drew Brees. 2 guesses
Bro
left.
said it's definitely not Drew Brees, but I'm going Drew Brees.
I mean, 5,000 passing yards, it's a safe bet, honestly.
Just the 5. Yeah, I was thinking that. Plus 50.
And they're all slant routes to Michael Thomas.
Just the 5,300 passing yards with a second in MVP voting feels like the most Drew Brees thing of all time.
Is it Tom Brady?
It is Tom Brady in 2021.
Oh,
That was the year
oh
he
yeah,
finished.
that's the year he definitely should have. Rodgers won it, and Rodgers
Yeah,
did not.
I was just thinking that. I was like,
Yup.
there's no way Rodgers. I think this was when Rodgers had like 38 touchdowns, but only like 4 picks.
I don't
Yup.
care though. I think that's bullshit. And he threw for
I
like
think
only
that's-
4,300 yards. He threw
think
for 4,300. That's insane.
I think that's cool if like the stats are close. Like, say Brady had like 3 more touchdowns, but Rodgers had less interception. I'm like, okay, I'll give it to him then. But yeah, Brady obviously deserved it.
All right. Player number 4. Oh, okay.
Oh.
Fuck. I thought I fixed it. It's Travis Kelce, guys. It's Travis
I know
Kelce.
it. I got it.
Roll the clip
stealing
of
the
we are
poker.
dumbasses.
Exactly. But this was Travis Kelce's it was the most receiving yards for a tight end in a season with 14-16. So
Kelsey's is ratchet. Oh, damn it.
Is this? I'm trying to think what year. Is this
I was
20?
gonna say we could try. and
there we go. 2020. Fuck it. I don't even care. It got ruined anyway. Fuck it. It's 2020. I fucking did the fade on the name and not the fucking picture. Jesus Christ. All right. Player number 5.
Show it.
5,476 passing yards, 46 touchdowns, 14 interceptions, 71% completion, All-Pro, second in MVP, Offensive Player of the Year winner.
This is
My
Drew
goat,
Brees.
Drew Brees.
This is Drew
Has
Brees.
to be Drew Brees.
This is Drew Brees.
It is 2011 Drew Brees.
That's my goat.
That's my goat.
5,500 passing yards in second MVP voting. This is
Insane.
This is also the year that like
Who did he lose to that year?
Aaron Rodgers, probably.
Oh yeah,
this is this
No,
year they beat the Lions.
2011. That's Cam. No, that's Cam's rookie year. No.
This is the year they beat the Lions in the playoffs. So they won in the wild card.
It
I
was
think.
Aaron Rodgers. Yep.
yeah.
I hate Aaron Rodgers. He fucking sucks dick.
So
Like,
to be
honestly.
fair, Aaron Rodgers.
Because that was their Super Bowl season, right? For the Packers.
Yes.
2010 was their
20
win.
2010 was the Super Bowl.
So to be fair, Aaron Rodgers, 4,643 yards, 45 touchdowns, 6 interceptions.
So it's 800 yards less, 1 touchdown less, but yeah, he got 7 interceptions left. He deserves it.
I don't know. I know, obviously, the Saints were a playoff card team. This year, I believe the Packers won 15 games. I think they went 15-1 this year.
I don't care.
So I think that's a major part in him winning MVP. Because this year, I believe
Rodgers is overrated.
I believe this is the year they went 15-1, and then they lost to the Giants.
Rodgers isn't even a top 10.
The Giants were a wild card team, and then they went.
Maybe right now.
Oh, that's
top
right,
10. He's not a top 15 QB of all time.
Shut up.
Change my
Marshall.
fucking
Yes,
mind.
he is.
Change my fucking mind.
That's an episode right there.
Overrated. One Super Bowl, 1 deserved MVP.
I think you should make a whole TikTok about your argument.
I agree with Marshall that he's super overrated, but he's still like top 10-ish. He's not
he's
like
he's
a 1,000%.
25.
He's 1,000% top 10.
Give me Stafford over Rodgers all time.
That's just crazy.
Yeah, Stafford and his 0 MVPs. Yep.
I'd rather have Stafford.
Anyways, let's get back into player number 6. 1,921 rushing yards, 16 touchdowns, 5.9 yards per carry, an All-Pro, and 4th in Offensive Player of the Year voting.
This has to be like
pre-2000. Is that Derrick Henry?
It is Derrick Henry last year.
What?
I remember because everyone overlooked like that he got almost 2,000 rushing yards because Saquon did it.
I'm gonna say because Saquon broke 2,000.
Yeah, and I was like, damn, he actually was like really freaking good last year.
I was thinking,
realizes it.
Any other year, he's top running back.
Yeah,
I was thinking it was old because like, who gets 1,900 rushing yards and 16 touchdowns and gets 4th in Offensive Player of the Year? Like that's crazy.
No, I remember this specifically. 5.9 a carry is insanity. Yeah. Derrick Henry's a machine, bro.
That's what happens when you have to worry about tackling him and Lamar Jackson at the same time.
All right.
He's what you wish Najee was.
He is not.
Shut up.
They're the same back.
Najee couldn't hold up his... Never mind.
Derrick Henry's just put in a better position.
Yeah.
Player number 7. 4,671 passing yards, 35 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, 64% completion, All-Pro, 2nd in MVP voting, and 4th in Offensive Player of the Year. This one might be a little... It is not Jared Goff. That's one of your guesses gone. This one might be tricky.
The yards and the touchdowns make me think it's more modern, but the 64 completion percentage is kind of low for anything like post 2020. It feels like a Mahomes year. I'm not gonna lie.
I was kind of thinking that, but 11 feels like too many interceptions.
Can we get like a hint?
Mahomes.
2010s.
Well, that was a great hint.
That's how hard I think this one is for you guys. I don't think you guys will get it.
It feels like
Can we only have 3 guesses, or can we just have unlimited for this one?
We're not trying to be here all night, so we're gonna limit it to 3.
That hard. There's no shot.
I don't think you guys will get this one. I'm gonna be honest.
MVP voting a 2010s quarterback.
I don't think you'll get it.
It feels like a Phillip Rivers year. I'm not gonna lie to you guys.
I like it.
You say Phillip Rivers. I was gonna go Big Ben.
I
don't know why. I'm just getting Big Ben vibes from the stat line.
See, but the thing is, in 2010s,
who was like really sneaky good 20? Because he says it's hard, so we can't go with the obvious ones. Pause. We got to go with people. So like Big Ben, Big Ben's okay. Phillip Rivers,
I got it. This is crazy because it's not it. But the amount of yards and like the okay number of touchdowns makes me feel like it's like Chiefs era Andy Reid or not Andy Reid, Alex Smith.
Alex Smith's a good one.
But the completion percentage is way too low.
Cam Newton, not terrible. And
no, because he won the MVP and every other year he wasn't even close.
yeah.
Man.
What about Matt Ryan?
Matt Ryan's not.
Is that a
terrible.
guess?
That
No.
Super Bowl year, Matt Ryan?
No, he won the MVP that year. That is not.
Oh, he did win the MVP that year?
Yes.
My bad.
He was just like Cam Newton. He won it, and then he was every other year he was nowhere close.
I won't count it as a guess. I
all
won't
right,
do it.
all right, all right, all right.
What about?
God, 2010s. Second MVP voting. This cannot be that hard. There was five like all-time great quarterbacks in the 2010s.
What about? I'm trying to think of just like. Is it? It couldn't be Stafford, right?
Is that a guess?
No, he never had
I'm conversating.
Oh, okay.
He-
Just I gotta check. You know.
the highest he ever finished in MVP voting was his first year on the Rams, and I think he was like 5th place. Like he never got close to an MVP.
How do y'all
Yeah,
feel
sure.
about Russell Wilson?
Oh, that's actually not a bad one.
Maybe, but I think that's way too many yards because they had Marshawn Lynch all those years.
True. The
So
years
if
that he was
anything-
really good.
If anything, the
Ah,
touchdowns
true.
and shit would be up, the yards would be down.
That's true.
What about Andy Dalton?
No,
Andy
never
Dalton second in MVP voting?
never.
What about? All right, we got to think of teams that made it to the Super Bowl, kind of
in the
like
20,
in. What about like Carson Palmer
that
or?
it's got to be Carson Palmer.
Why does it have to be? I just threw it out there because he was
His
in the
year with the
Super Bowl, kind of in their range.
This year with the Cardinals, because that makes sense for the completion percentage. Because like that was like 20. What would that be? That's like 2014-ish. So like completion percentage hadn't jumped yet. That's
I
a
thought
lot.
he was a lot earlier in 2014. Or am I
That's a
thinking
lot of
something
fucking yards, and like he had that one crazy year on the Cards where like he did. I think he did get a lot of MVP votes.
different? Eli Manning could be up there too.
Yeah, but that's too many yards.
Yeah, that's a lot of yards for old ass.
He
Eli.
wasn't that great in the 2010s. He only had like one, maybe two.
Eli almost had a 5,000-yard passing season.
He's trash.
He was like 60 yards away.
I really feel like it's Carson Palmer. Now that you brought him up,
We can guess it. Carson Palmer.
Carson Palmer in
What a pull,
2015.
dude.
that was damn good. As soon as you said Carson Palmer, and I was like, "That's a lot of yards, not a ton of touchdowns, good MVPs." But I was like,
I was just trying to think of people that went to the Super Bowl somewhat in that, and he was the one person I could think of that was like they had good runs, but
This
I wasn't confident in it at all.
Runner up to Cam Newton.
I say this was the year he. Remember, they went and beat the Packers in that game, and fucking Fitz almost walked it off like the first play of overtime.
Mm-hmm.
That was an awesome year.
All right. The last player number 8, 1,211 receiving yards, 17
MVP.
touchdowns, 16 yards per reception, 7 interceptions, an All-Pro, and an MVP.
Wait, what? It's got to be like Night Train Lane or something like.
No, he never played wide receiver. I was thinking it can't be Dion. He never played that much offense.
It could be Dion.
Allen, this is the one.
This is a Colin poll right here.
Al, this is the one time I'm gonna ask you, and I'm gonna have to like trust your judgment because you bring him up so much.
Hell no. Hell no.
Did
I got nothing.
Did Billy Cannon ever win an NFL MVP? Because this might be
Well,
some Billy Cannon
No,
shit.
he
Billy
also
Cannon
did
was a
not
running
play
back.
defense.
He was a running
was-
back.
He was a running back.
Oh, I thought he was a wide receiver.
No.
Okay.
Bro doesn't even know his own guy.
He was a running back for the Oilers, bro. Like the early days Oilers.
I don't know. I don't think he ever did it. Because Charles Woodson obviously, like, I don't know. He never played. Didn't he play offense in Michigan? But, like, he never did in the NFL. 7 interceptions.
Sounds like a John Kitna stat, you know.
John Kitna.
This gotta be an old ass motherfucker. It makes me want to guess like a Don Hudson or something, but like I don't even know if they had the MVP back then. That really does feel like a Don Hudson type bullshit because there's no Pro Bowl. The Pro Bowl didn't exist back then.
I'm gonna give it to Donnie. 1942 Don Hudson.
What
So
a
it-
guy.
I was giving it like 5 more seconds, and if they didn't say anything, I was guessing it.
I'm gonna
makes
give it to
sense.
Donnie because it technically wasn't the MVP trophy yet. It was the Joe F. Carr trophy, but it was. I don't know who the fuck that is. It was the MVP of that time.
That's crazy. Joe F. Carr. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I was breaking it down. It made sense. No Pro Bowl.
Bro was breaking it down.
I got some more guess the player by the stat line if you want.
Colin, you can go ahead and
Colin does all these by himself.
Colin's got to do all the first guesses.
I'm gonna take a fucking nap. Yeah, I'll be back.
3 total guesses, all by Colin.
Oh my god.
It's just silence for the next 40
You need to do
minutes
a
of the
separate
podcast.
intro, or
Yep, I'll do a separate intro for this.
okay.
This is guess the NFL player by the game stat line. 3 total guesses as a group. Identify the player by the stat line. Starting off with player number 1. 522 passing yards, 6 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 40 for 49 passing the ball with an 81% completion.
By the game, this is.
Yep. Guess the player who gave you this stat line.
This is
This is all in one game.
gotta be the greatest game of all time.
It's honestly up there.
Is this Peyton Manning?
Oh,
It is not Peyton Manning.
Damn.
is it Joe Burrow?
It is not Joe Burrow. I will give you guys one hint now that you're down to one guess. This game was played against Peyton Manning.
Oh shit.
Oh, that's narrowed it down for Colin.
No, I'm not gonna lie. Like just from the
So it's on the right track with Peyton Manning. It just wasn't Peyton Manning.
just from the randomness of this and him saying that. You guys remember when Nick Foles like went fucking crazy? He had like a 6 touchdown game for the
He had a
Eagles.
7 touchdown game.
Oh, was it 7? Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, but I didn't think he threw for 500 yards, so I wasn't gonna guess it.
Who's somebody that was just slinging that thing? 49 pass attempts, guys.
I almost said something so out of pocket.
Okay. Okay, Marshall.
You said who was slinging that?
I know what I said. You ain't got to repeat it.
Man, 6 touchdowns. The 0 interceptions is what's kind of throwing me. Because, like, I know
No, it
Stafford.
wasn't Stafford then.
I was going to say, Stafford had his 500-yard game, but I think he had, like, 5 touchdowns, 1 interception in that game. Man. An 81% completion percentage is fucking crazy.
Is it Big Ben Roethlisberger?
It has to be.
Big Ben Roethlisberger.
Goated.
2014 versus the Colts, Week 8.
My backup was that because the game I thought it came from was the Romo game against the Cowboys, and so my backup was going to be Tony Romo.
That would have been a good guess, honestly. But yeah.
No, enough.
Player number 2. 155 rushing yards, 6 touchdowns,
Alvin
on
Kamara.
22 carries.
Yep. Alvin
It
Kamara.
is Alvin Kamara.
On
Christmas.
Ain't nobody else doing that on Christmas.
That was like the craziest fucking performance ever. That was so wild.
Week 15 versus the Vikings on Christmas. Alvin Kamara.
Look at those
gave-
cleats too.
You played him in fantasy. You played him in fantasy. Your fucking holiday was ruined. You were fucking.
The
I
worst
think
Christmas ever.
Actually,
I think
that's playoff time too.
Yeah, I think he also had a bunch of catches too. Like he ended up having like a 60-point fantasy game.
That's
All
like
right.
championship week for some people.
I think that's
Yeah.
the first or second week of the playoffs. Well, it depends on your league setup.
Yeah.
All right. Player number 3. 13 receptions for 225 receiving yards, 5 touchdowns.
My immediate rip was Calvin, but he didn't have 5 touchdowns.
Yeah, my only guess was Calvin.
I'm gonna rip it. You guys can't get mad at this. Was this Jerry Rice?
It was Jerry Rice in 1990 versus the Falcons, Week 6.
Even if I was wrong, you guys can't shit on me for that. That is Jerry Rice through and through.
Yeah.
That's crazy. In the 90s? God.
In the 90s.
Yeah, 225 and 5 touchdowns is wild anytime.
I think for the longest, this game was like the highest fantasy
I think it
points.
was.
I mean, just 13 catches in 1990 is crazy. Like, honestly.
Well, we had a week trivia where it was like the top fantasy performances all time, and this was definitely up there.
Definitely.
No, it wasn't, Colin.
Player number 4.
Are you gonna contribute to this one, Marshall?
Yeah.
505 passing yards, 7 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 27 for 39, 69% completion.
That's your Nick Foles, Donnie.
I was just
Michigan,
about to say, this is the Nick Foles
legend,
one.
by the way.
Michigan State
Yeah,
legend. Thank you,
500
Marshall.
I'm gonna guess Nick Foles.
It is not Nick Foles.
Damn.
I think Nick Foles had 500 passing yards in the game. That's a lot of fucking yards.
Yeah, but like Michigan State legends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, him and Kirk Cousins were in the same quarterback room at Michigan State in 2008. All right.
Alan, I could not give a fuck less.
So, there's 2 Super Bowl rings that came out of that quarterback room, and none of them belong to Kirk Cousins.
Good. Fuck Kirk Cousins.
Oh, God. Man.
Oh, Colin.
Got 2 guesses left.
Joe Burrow definitely didn't have 7 touchdowns in the one he had just a couple years ago, right?
No chance.
I bet you your boy Drew Brees did it once. Is it Drew Brees?
It is not Drew Brees.
Did
Oh.
Eli ever have a 5, like a game like this? I just feel like Eli Manning is on the
Here's going to be your hint. This is pre-2000.
Pre-2000. Fucking crazy.
Okay.
It makes a lot more sense with the police. Man,
This name just that's not. I'm not even gonna guess it.
got to be somebody random because it's not like Manning. Because Manning,
I feel like we've had something on this guy for trivia before, in terms of and Colin brought it up of top fantasy games, and I feel like I feel like it is it. This isn't a guess, but YA Tittle has been brought up before of having some wild games back in the like 60s or 50s.
yeah, but I don't see 40.
500 passing yards in the 50s is insane.
No, because that doesn't surprise me because the all-time in one game, I believe, is Norm Van Brocklin, and he did it in like 1940. So the yards doesn't surprise me. What would surprise me is the amount of passes. That's a lot of passes for like 50s eras football. I just had a name, and then we kept talking and fucking forgot it.
I'm not going to be the one to guess and screw this up.
Is this
so
like?
it's all
is
you
this
guys.
like? This is like just regular season games, right? Because the game I'm thinking
Yep.
of is
This one is a regular season game.
okay. I was thinking Steve Young in his or maybe not Super Bowl. I remember he had a playoff game that was like fucking crazy like this. So obviously not him.
I mean, there can't be that many quarterbacks that have thrown for 500 yards in a game, right?
Probably like 20 guys or so.
We've said,
Or 20 times. Like,
yeah.
20 times probably not.
I was going to say, you probably have one or two of those guys that have done it multiple times.
Yeah, I think Breeze has done
We
it.
need to. I'm telling you, YA Tittle, man. I recognize that
Full
name.
send, do it.
Okay,
Donnie?
I ain't guessing right. Shit.
All right, YA Tittle.
It is Y.A. Till in 1962. Week 7
That's
against
insane,
the Redskins.
He was in a past 4th and wrong trivia.
He was.
So I put this game in specifically because this was the record for most touchdowns in a game. This is when it was set. So 7 touchdowns. It was the first time quarterback has thrown for 7 touchdowns in a game.
Yeah. I mean, he probably is like the second or third guy to ever throw for 500 passing yards in a game too. Because like
second.
I was gonna say, I know Norm Van Brocklin. He threw for like 550 or 560 in
554. Yep.
554.
All right, player number 5, 188 passing yards, 0 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, 20 for 44, 45%.
I just got to throw this out there because I know it was a disastrous game. Oh, I know it was regular. You said regular season, didn't you? Because I think that was in the playoffs. Oh, maybe not.
Cook did not have that bad of a game.
It's in the playoff, Colin.
It was not Connor Cook.
It was not. All right.
No, Connor Cook only had like one. Connor Cook actually only had like 1 interception that game.
Really?
Yeah, it was not that bad.
Maybe he fumbled a couple of times. He had quite a few turnovers.
The Raiders?
The only one.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't play bad, or he played bad. He just like
He didn't complete a lot of passes.
I think he was
It
like.
was also his first ever start, and it was in the playoffs.
Yeah,
Okay,
but-
let's stop talking about Connor Cook. As much as I love Connor Cook.
Colin's defended him like he turned it around after that. No, Colin. Jesus Christ.
Ugh.
This feels like Nathan Peterman.
That's what I was thinking.
I'm thinking Nathan Peterman.
It is not Nathan Peterman.
The good old Peter.
Okay.
Man, who threw 6 interceptions and they were willing to keep him in there is the real debate here.
Jameis Winston.
I was just about to say, this is a Jameis Winston.
Jameis was scoring touchdowns, though.
No.
Yeah, that made
That's the thing. Is he was throwing
Jameis
interceptions, but he would make up for it and score a touchdown the next drive.
Oh, Jameis, wake up and throw this absolute beautiful dot.
Jameis' stat line would have been 600 yards, 6
This is
touchdowns.
this is pre LASIK surgery. Jameis Winston.
This feels like a Ryan Fitzpatrick too. I'm not gonna lie.
No.
It's interception. No.
This is known as one of the worst games in a quarterback NFL history. Who did it?
Oh, you know who it could be? What about how bad was Peyton Manning in the Super Bowl? Oh wait, is it regular
These are all
season?
regular season.
Well,
No shot.
I will say there is one playoff game in the future. It's not here. though.
Okay.
He
He played pretty bad.
There's a 0% chance this man Peyton Manning.
He did not throw 6 interceptions in the hook.
It wasn't even him that played like awful. It was the entire offense played bad.
Okay, then never mind.
6 interceptions. Yeah,
That's crazy. How did he not
Maybe
get benched after like 3?
They let him throw it 44 times.
Maybe try to do
like me when I first started
Ryan
playing
Fitzpatrick, Donnie. I don't know. I can't think of anybody else besides.
I keep thinking of guys like Joey Harrington. Like, it has to be somebody bad. Obviously, like, there's so many bad quarterbacks.
Okay, the disrespect to Joey Harrington is crazy.
Joey Harrington was dog shit. Okay, let's not sugarcoat
Well,
it.
guys, come on now.
Do we got a guess?
I don't.
I got nothing.
It's not Ryan Fitzpatrick. I'm going to go with fucking...
Go YA too.
who said it? 6 interceptions. It's so crazy. It's Ryan Fitzpatrick.
It is Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Damn.
3 against the Chiefs
Damn!
in 2016.
I didn't think that actually. 2016?
2016.
What the fuck?
Ooh.
Wow, fuck you.
That's a crazy stat line of a game right there.
I can't believe that shit, dude.
And he played the whole game. They did not take him out.
No.
What Dallas forgot to mention is he started all 3 weeks that year. First game, 7 touchdowns, no interceptions, 500 yards. Second game, 300 yards, 2 touchdowns. Then this shit happened. That was a Ryan Fitzpatrick experience every time he was a starter.
Fitzmagic was not in New York, unfortunately. Moving on to player number 6. 6 tackles, 2.5 sacks, 3 QB hits, 2 forced fumbles, and 1 pass defended.
This could be a zillion motherfuckers.
But why would I pick this player?
Because it's Aiden Hutchinson.
It is not Aiden Hutchinson.
I feel like it's like...
Had to have some significance in NFL history.
I'm thinking Khalil Mack.
Are we guessing Khalil Mack?
What is
Sure,
can,
we got
huh?
2 other ones after that.
Well, Marshall just guessed.
Marshall did guess Aiden Hutchinson.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
Never mind. I don't want to go Khalil Mack then.
Colin, do you got a guess?
No.
He's saying that it's
Think of any defensive player that might get 2.5 sacks and just throw a name out.
There's so many guys that get... He's saying it's important. So it's making me think like Von Miller in the Super Bowl. It's making me think like just like big moments like that. But you said one of these games was in the... Are you going to tell us when the playoff game was?
I was not going to, no.
Is this Von Miller?
Von Miller in the Super Bowl MVP in 2015 versus the Panthers.
Good pull, Donnie.
If you guys are thinking of a good guess, you just got to say it and like watch Dallas's face. Because like sometimes you'll give a tell.
Sometimes.
Give a tell.
Give a tell. Man, don't tell Telly. Give a tell. Player number 7. 296 rushing yards, 3 touchdowns on 30 carries.
Adrian Peterson.
Yeah.
We are looking at 2007 Adrian Peterson against the Chargers week 9.
Man, those old Viking
Overrated.
jerseys were so bad.
You think that jersey's bad?
Yeah.
What?
I think that's probably like one of their best jerseys.
I think
I
the
think
helmet is fine. Like I like that shade of purple with the purple face mask. But
For
I
this
hate those
era of
jerseys.
NFL football, that is a
That
great jersey.
is true. For that era, those were decent.
I think it's an amazing jersey. Honestly, specifically Adrian Peterson. The rest of them did kind of look like shit, but Adrian Peterson looked good in that jersey.
All right. The final player number 8. 216 rushing yards, 3 touchdowns. He also had
Damn.
5 receptions for 114 receiving yards and 2 touchdowns.
All right, gotta be fucking like 3 guys. There's no way. There's no way. There's no good
This is a crazy stat line. This shit's crazy.
This has to be none of these are guys. This has to be CMC, LaDainian Tomlinson, or like Theo Riddick, because like Theo Riddick was.
Theo
Theo
Riddick.
Riddick never rushed for 100 yards in a game.
I
Theo
love
Riddick, I don't know-
it. Theoretic's that guy.
I don't
Might-
know if Theo
it might
Riddick
be
had
Amir
rushed for
Abdullah.
50 yards.
I was gonna say it could be Vegas Amir Abdullah.
Vegas.
That is a hell of a poll, Colin. Give that our first guess.
No,
I won't give that as a guess.
I love,
Definitely not
the
Lions Amir
way.
Abdullah.
Oh,
it's got to be somebody. It can't be LT or CMC because he wouldn't have gave us this then. It's got to be something that out there.
that's so funny.
Is this
114 receiving yards on 5 receptions is crazy.
Yeah, that's nutty.
is this the playoff game?
This is an all timer.
No,
Von
the
Miller
Super Bowl.
was.
Von Miller's Super Bowl was
Oh,
the playoff game. That would have been even crazier if this wasn't a playoff game. Holy shit.
Greatest game of all time.
I was gonna say this is already an all timer.
All timer. Oh man, what a performance!
There's got to be somebody fucking weird. He wouldn't give us just a random CMC game.
I don't know. Yeah, I might try to throw you off.
Yet?
No, no guesses yet.
They've all been like unique in their own way. Like,
I mean, I threw out somebody, but
I'm not counting that. I'm not counting that, Marshall.
God, just fucking.
We are forgetting about Kerryon Johnson here. Kerryon Johnson is in play.
Guys,
That's
can we be
worse.
fucking like dead ass for a minute?
Carry on.
Because if you've gotten like all of these, you lock in and get this last one, all right?
Lock in.
You don't need us.
I need some fucking help here, Colin. I gave out a couple of names. I did.
Zach Zenner was pretty good.
What about was it?
Bo Scarborough.
What about Chris? What about someone like Chris Johnson?
No, it can't be him. There's no way he had a receiving game like that.
I don't know. He was the offense in Tennessee.
He was. I'll give you credit. You know, I was about to shit on Colin for Michigan State stuff, and it made me think of this guy. This is Le'Veon Bell.
It is not Le'Veon Bell.
That was probably a bad guess, but Le'Veon Bell was.
Well, with the
He
Abdullah
wouldn't have
guess, we
had the
only got
receiving
one left.
yards.
We're not counting the Abdullah guess.
Put it on there, bro. He might have got it.
No, stop.
What about
This
like
might be
Cleveland?
Ramil Abdullah's career yardages. Fucking not the
No. You got to add a 1 in front of like 2 1s in front of each
nothing.
of them.
In front of nothing.
Add a 1 somewhere. Don't know where.
No, add a 1 in front of the receiving yards, and then add a 10 in front of the rushing yards,
What is this? Fantasy? Like,
and then add a 10 in front of the TDs.
Jesus Christ.
All right, guys.
Both sets of TDs, actually.
I gave you my guess, Chris Johnson.
It ain't Chris Johnson.
Chris Johnson.
CJ2K.
I'm think maybe Marshall Falk could be a name.
Kareem Hunt.
Kareem Hunt.
Is that a guess?
He had some wild games.
Is that a guess?
Dallas is trying too hard. It can't be Kareem Hunt.
This is like an all-time performance. I feel like it should not be this hard to get this guy.
If it was an all-time performance, we would remember it, Colin. This is
That's my
crazy
point.
stat
Is like we should know this.
That's why I'm saying it's got to be somebody like more random or unique, because that would explain why we don't know it.
Or it's somebody like insanely old.
That's also on board.
I swear to God, this ain't Billy Cannon. This better not be Billy Cannon. No way!
Fucking Cannon! Billy Cannon!
I saw him reach for the space bar. I was like, no shot. No shot.
Billy fucking Cannon!
I don't know why I joined this podcast anymore.
about to
All of our subscribers that have joined us in the last like
This
month
is
are gonna be like,
delightful.
what? Who is that?
Billy fucking Cannon. Hall of Famer.
Guys, this might be the peak of our show. This moment.
The second I said, or it's somebody really old, my brain immediately went Billy Cannon.
Billy,
Billy
Marshall,
Cannon.
All right,
You
this is where you
cannot-
flash the card.
you
Yeah,
cannot deny Billy Cannon's fucking the greatest football player of all time.
Look at that stat line. Look at that stat line.
Guess what? Guess what? This was like his worst game that year. This motherfucker was on that shit 24/7.
Well, if you enjoy watching this episode of the
no.
podcast,
Wait.
No.
That said versus the Titans. Did he
Yeah,
play for the Oilers?
he did, yes.
The Titans existed at that point?
It was the New York Titans.
the New York Titans.
Let me get back to the
That's
main screen.
insane.
Let me get back to the
Oh,
main
man.
screen.
I,
Hey, shout out Billy Cannon. You see the sign card right there.
Crazy.
MVP.
I feel better. I feel better. I got some Amir Abdullah in me now.
Pause.
No pause.
That's going in the episode.
That's going in.
That's in the episode. I'm glad we're recording still.
I'm not out of that. All right. Thank you for watching this episode of the Fourth and Wrong podcast. If you enjoyed, drop a like, hit that subscribe button, watch our TikToks, watch our YouTube shorts, watch all the work we've been putting in. It's almost football season. That's when content starts getting good. Start doing our predictions and stuff here soon. Just trying to get through this off season one step at a time. But we do have a football game this month. No matter if it's the Hall of Fame game or not, we got a football game this month. We will see you guys in 2 weeks for the next episode. Peace.